All right, everybody, here's video number 2, the second solutions video for this problem number 14 from our building an atom activity. I want to show you the board right now. Remember from the last video, this is almost exactly what is in your packet, all right? I've got the names of the columns down below instead of on top, so that's one difference. And in the first video, I showed you how to do this -1 in that last column for charge for the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth row down. Okay, so fifth row down, last column for charge was a -1, and I showed you how to figure that out. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to go through all of this from top to bottom. I'm going to show you in pieces how to figure things out. I think that's easier for your brain to kind of sort through. Instead of just going through it willy-nilly, we'll take a look at certain things that you can know and how you can know them. And then we'll do that one thing or those two things all the way down. All right, and then we'll take a look at something else. Okay, again, this is not the last video. There will be a third video coming up after this one later on today. This will be our second video. I'm not going to finish the whole thing, but if you're still struggling, hopefully this will give you some clues and some things to think about. Okay, all right, so the next thing I want to talk about was what I talked about a little bit last time, and that was using your periodic table, because using a periodic table is really important for figuring out this chart. And I'll show you why. So in this column, there are chemical symbols, H, Na, F, He. Those chemical symbols mean something. They tell you the names of the symbol of the elements that go in this column. Similarly, this column has some names. So the names are related to chemical symbols. Now, some of them are already matched up for you, right? Hydrogen is H. Well, here's another H here. So what do you think that is? Even without looking at your periodic table, you should be able to figure, oh, H, I already know that's hydrogen. So I'm going to write that down over here. Hydrogen. Now you might be thinking, well, Mr. Morgan, what about the number that comes after it? Hold on. Okay, we'll get to that. We will get to that, I promise. But for right now, if it's H, I know it's hydrogen. All right. Down here, carbon. These two carbon have a symbol. If you take a look at your periodic table, they're both carbon. They're going to be the same symbol. Even though that number is different, they're both carbon. They're going to be the same symbol. So if you look at your periodic table, it's what you're looking for is over on the right-hand side, near the top, okay? And you'll see that carbon has the chemical symbol C. So I'm going to fill that in there for both of those, okay? Now, you might be thinking, well, Mr. Morgan, what about those numbers and maybe charges that have to go in there? Hold on. We will get to that, I promise. One thing at a time, right? Periodic table, names and symbols and names. All right, the next thing we can do is F and He. We see those two symbols, F and He. So take a look at your periodic table. I'll give you a hint. Both F and He are near each other. They are in the upper right-hand side, okay? The upper right-hand side of your periodic table. He is on the top row, and F is one row below that, okay? But they're both in the upper right. And if you look at your periodic table and find F, you'll see that F is fluorine. Fluorine, fluorine. And He, which is just above that and to the right, is helium. Okay? Good. Now, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that we don't have a symbol or a name for. So I'm going to pick 2 of those 5, and I'm going to show you how to figure out which symbol and name they are from other information on the table. We don't have to give up. We just have to look elsewhere for the information. And the key is this column here, the third column, the atomic number. Every element has a unique atomic number. I'll say that again because it's so important. Every element has a unique atomic number. So for instance, there is only one element that has an atomic number 12. There's only one. There is only one element that has an atomic number 8. Only one. And you can find them on the periodic table. And the great thing about it is they're in order. They're in order. You start in the up over here with hydrogen, and then way over here to helium, and then it comes back over here down below hydrogen. You got atomic number 3, okay? And then atomic number 4, all right? And then atomic number 5, 6, 7, 8. They go in order. 9 and 10, 11, 12, okay? They're all in order, okay? So if you look and find number 12, it's going to be the same for both of these, and it turns out that magnesium. Okay? And then once you know it's magnesium, the symbol is right there too, and you can write that in, Mg. All right? All right, now I've just given you some more great information. We talked a little bit about charge last time. There's enough information with the electrons and the atomic number to help figure that out. But I'm going to give you some time now to go back to your activity and fill in the rest of the stuff. Where do we get these 3 names and symbols? Well, from the atomic numbers. Where do we find out mass number and neutrons and protons and all that stuff? They're all related to each other. So see if you can keep working through this. I'll have at least one more video later, maybe 2, but at least one more video later. I want to try and keep them short, under 7 or 8 minutes, and you can practice in the meantime. All right, great. Go get them.